This happened to a woman named Jenna in 2023 at a 24-hour Walmart in a small Texas town. She worked nights at a gas station, and after her shift ended at 2 a.m., she'd often stop by Walmart for snacks or toiletries. One night, she went in to grab a few things, nothing unusual. The store was nearly empty, except for a couple of employees in safety vests. She was in the beauty aisle when she saw a man standing by the mirrors. He wasn't shopping. He was just staring. He stood perfectly still right in front of one of the large makeup display mirrors. Jenna glanced at him as she walked by, and something about the man felt off. His clothes were old and dusty, like he hadn't changed in days. But what chilled her to the bone was when she noticed he didn't have a reflection. She stopped and looked again. Her reflection? Clear. His? Nothing. Thinking she was overtired, she blinked, looked again. Still nothing. The man turned to face her, and she nearly dropped her basket. His eyes were bloodshot, skin pale like wax. He just smiled, too wide, and said, "You can see me." Jenna bolted. She left her stuff on the floor and ran straight to her car. She never went back to that location. To this day, she's not sure what she saw. A hallucination from exhaustion. Or something not quite human. Matt was a college student in Missouri, working part-time and scraping by. One night after class, he stopped at Walmart around 9:30 p.m. to pick up a new charger. When he left the store and walked to his car, he noticed an old blue van parked just a few spots down from his. Nothing strange about that, until the van's engine started as soon as he passed it. He figured maybe someone was just leaving at the same time, so he got in his car and pulled out. The van pulled out right after him. Same direction. He turned left. So did the van. He turned again. So did the van. Matt got a bad feeling, so he decided to test it. He took a weird winding route through his neighborhood, making random turns, going in circles. The van kept following. No headlights either. Now, completely freaked out, he floored it and drove straight to the police station. As soon as he turned into the lot, the van peeled off and disappeared down the road. Cops reviewed security footage later and confirmed a suspicious van had been circling that Walmart parking lot for hours. It wasn't the first report. Matt still wonders what would have happened if he'd gone straight home. A woman named Sierra used to work at a Walmart in the Midwest. She was in her early 20s and usually worked the closing shift. There was one part of the store, aisle 27 in the home goods section, that she and other employees refused to go into alone. It started with small things: radios falling off shelves, lights flickering, items being in the wrong place, even after they'd just been organized. But one night, while doing her rounds before closing, Sierra walked into aisle 27 and froze. There was a man standing there. Only she could see through him. He looked like an older gentleman, wearing suspenders and holding a cane. He didn't say anything, just stared. After a few seconds, he turned and walked right through the metal shelves and disappeared into the wall. Sierra screamed. Management reviewed the cameras and confirmed no one was there. Later, one of the older employees pulled her aside and said, "That's not the first time someone's seen him. That aisle used to be where an old man collapsed years ago, didn't make it." Sierra put in her notice the next week. This happened just over a year ago. I had stopped at Walmart after work, which is something I did pretty often. I work in a salon and usually finish around 7 p.m. It was dark by then, but I wasn't thinking much about it. Just needed to grab some dog food and a couple of things for dinner. As I pulled into the parking lot, I noticed it was a little emptier than usual. Still, there were a decent number of cars, so I didn't think twice. I parked near the garden center entrance since it was closer to the pet aisle. I went inside, grabbed what I needed pretty quickly, and was only in the store maybe 15 minutes. Everything felt totally normal until I walked out. I was pushing my cart across the lot when I noticed someone leaning up against a car a few rows over. He wasn't doing anything at first, just standing there. But the weird thing was that he was facing my direction, like he'd been waiting for someone. As I walked, I looked again. His eyes were locked on me. I kept walking, acting like I didn't notice, but then I heard footsteps, slow and steady, following behind me. I glanced back and saw the man now walking across the lot toward my row. I was maybe 30 feet from my car, and something about the way he was moving, almost casually, but too deliberately, really set off alarm bells. I sped up, and so did he. As soon as I got to my car, I threw my stuff in the back and got in without bothering to organize anything. The second I closed the door and locked it, the man was already near my trunk. He slowed down and pretended to look at the car next to mine like he wasn't following me. But I knew. I turned on my car and reversed fast. As I pulled out, he stepped back and just watched me. No expression, no reaction, just watching. I drove a few rows over like I was looking for another spot, but really, I was just trying to loop back and get a better look at his license plate. But when I passed that same row again, he and the car were gone. Vanished. I don't go to that Walmart at night anymore. I was shopping at Walmart one evening a few months ago. I was browsing the home decor section looking for a new mirror for my bedroom. It was a little past 8 p.m., not super late, and the store wasn't busy at all. As I was looking through the aisle with the full-length mirrors, I got the unsettling feeling that I wasn't alone. You know how you can just feel someone watching you? I didn't hear anything, just this intense awareness. I turned around and didn't see anyone. I shrugged it off. I continued looking through the mirrors, occasionally stepping back to see how they looked from a distance. That's when I noticed something really weird. In the reflection of one of the mirrors, I saw what looked like a person ducking down at the far end of the aisle. It was quick, just a movement, but enough to make my stomach drop. I turned around again. Nothing. I walked to the end of the aisle, looked both ways. No one. Still, I felt like I was being watched. I decided to leave and started pushing my cart toward the front of the store. As I was walking past the clothing section, I caught a glimpse of someone again. Same guy, I'm pretty sure. This time, he was pretending to look at jeans, but his head immediately turned when I walked by, and he started walking behind me. I didn't want to panic, but I took a sharp turn into the women's section and tried to lose him. I circled around a few racks and waited. After about 30 seconds, I peeked out, and there he was, slowly walking through the racks like he was trying to find me. I didn't wait any longer. I went straight to customer service and told them someone was following me. They called security, and an employee walked me out to my car. I didn't see the guy again, and they said they'd check the cameras. It still gives me chills. That moment in the mirror, like he didn't think I could see him, but I did, just for a second.